Alright everybody, today I am doing a wire tuck video. A lot of you have requested this video. You look on the internet, you won't find much help anywhere. There's been a few YouTube videos I've seen where the engine's like halfway torn out and you see wires hanging. That's not wire tucking. They don't explain nothing about it. We're going to start with the headlight wiring. It is one of the most important because it clears up the side bays. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to have the right necessary tool. Also, skill level is very important here. Sorry my ADHD is taking me all over the place, but if you don't have very much confidence in yourself, I would not recommend trying this. I'm not saying don't, because it's good to try things, screw it up, and learn from them. But wire tucking, you could mess up something as so simple as one ground wire can throw a code 20 ELD code on your ECU. Also, one ground can also make your headlights dim on one side or whatever. You have to make sure you pay attention to what's hooked up now needs to be hooked up when you're done. Enough with the blabbing. I'm going to show you what you need to get started. Be careful. I got what we call Honda Rash. It's a nice little cut. It was actually from my door. I went to open it at the house and it ripped off and then cut me deep, but it was starting to heal and then I cut it more whenever I started working on the car. So be careful of Honda Rash. Whenever you get cut, that's called Honda Rash. We're going to like copyright that because we like invented that thing. So Honda Rash is no good, but it happens on every Honda you work on. Unless you're really, really cautious, which I'm not. I like to get the job done at any means necessary. So Honda Rash it is most of the time for me. So just be careful because it could be bad. This isn't a very dangerous process, but you will need to remove the fender. So here's a list of tools you'll need, and enjoy. I'll try to make this the best viewing wire tuck video that you can find. Share the hell out of it. Here's just a few of the items you will need. You'll need a good pair of dikes, or whatever these things are called. No. Anyways, you'll need a good pair of dikes. You will need a box cutter of some sort. Just, it helps cutting through the wiring harness. Electrical tape the factory puts on. Extension, 10mm, and a ratchet. You will need some electrical tape, probably more than this. I just got 100 feet of 18 gauge car stereo speaker wire. There's not 100 feet left, but that will also work plenty fine. So you'll need this for starters, and you might need a few other tools here and there, but definitely the biggest tool you'll need is patience, because this is a decently time-consuming job. So if you don't feel comfortable with it, I recommend stopping right now, but you can continue to watch the video just for support. I'd really appreciate that, and make sure you guys share this video. This wire tuck is just going to be on one side for right now, but I will have steps 1, 2, and 3. I will have passenger side, driver side, and the actual bay harness. This is just for headlight wiring right now. Okay, enjoy. Alrighty everybody. This right here, this connector you see, that is for the AC. You're just going to want to connect that and kind of put it out of the way for right now. Like I said, this is not for an AC wire tuck, so you're going to have to bear with me on that, since I don't have AC in here and I don't plan on putting it in here. I've got 4 windows that roll down, so it's not too big of a deal with the heat, especially if we're moving. Maybe sitting in rush hour traffic or something would be bad, but we don't have rush hour traffic around here. It's such a small town. So yeah, you will want to remove that, and you can pull the rest of that wiring out later on. Now what you're going to want to focus on is there's a few extra wires in here, and it's all cut up because the previous owner, not the owner that I got it from, but the owner before that screwed so much up. Like the motor's ratchet strapped down and all. It's like kind of ridiculous, but I'm going through and fixing that. You're going to want to find out which wires are running to your headlights. Obviously you're going to have a ground. It's pretty self-explanatory where that one's going to run. Anywhere on the metal, on the chassis is a ground. That'll be good for that. You don't necessarily have to pick one out of this harness. But this is a ground distribution. You're going to want to keep this. Also, every ground wire that runs through here, you're going to want to keep all those too, because like I said earlier, the ELD is a code 20. That ELD can cause It doesn't really cause any performance issues per se, but it's just an annoying check engine light whenever you go to check your codes, and it'll drive you nuts. I'm sure it could have something to do, but I didn't have any real big problems. So definitely what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to keep that up out of the way too. I don't know what half these wires run to. They're just kind of ran in there, so I'll be going through those. But this is where you'll need that box cutter right here. Makes going through these a lot easier. Be very careful with these tools, especially if they're sharp, because you can cut yourself pretty easily. Yeah, you're just gonna remove all the exterior wire loom and electrical tape from the harness. And what I do is I really just pull it once it gets to the electrical tape. It's kind of hard to find all those spots where the electrical tape ends and begins. Luckily on this one I kind of found a little good groove to get into. Definitely makes things easier, but you will want to pull this. Remember, don't cut any of these wires yet. You're going to want to focus on all the headlight and turn signal wires first. And of course there's a horn wire in here too, I'm sure, because it runs this side. But with all this removed, it'll look a lot cleaner. You'll remove this bracket, and then you could always, weld these in and shave it and tuck, do whatever. I personally like them either way, so it's not a big deal. But like I said, you want to find each wire, and you will do one wire at a time. You'll do it one by one, because if you don't, you're really going to regret that. Because the one wire at a time is the easiest way to do this. So I will mess with this here in a minute, and while I'm doing that, I'll just record a little bit of it, but I'll show you how to take the fenders off if you don't already know how. If you do, then you can probably skip forward a little bit, but yeah, I'm going to get the fenders taken off. I've already pre-loosened a few of the bolts up, but you'll have one here, one over here, and one back there. There's just these three up here for right now, and we'll get started on doing all that. Alright, you see this little pouch up in here? A little dirty. This right here is a perfect housing to hold your wires. It's protected from the elements. Underside is solid. You can run the wiring directly through here from this other side in the engine bay. All the wires will route down through this direction, and it'll go into the headlight assembly. So all your wires are going to come out here. It's kind of fun to fish them through, but it's worth it in the end for sure. Like, there's no doubt about how worth it is. Yeah, so I will get started back on the wiring under the hood and figure out where everything goes, so I can do it one wire at a time. So enjoy the process. This wire right here, this wire goes to the radiator fan. It is a black and red with brown spots on it wire. What you're going to want to do, for example, this is just kind of the basic thing that you should do. You're going to want to follow this wire all the way back as far as it goes in the harness. So with you looking inside this harness, I'll tear it all apart so you can see. Now you'll want to follow this exposed wire all the way down in there, in that harness. What you'll want to do after that is you're going to need to remove this box right here, fuse box. you're going to need to remove that box. So we'll start doing that. Okay, for now, what you're going to want to do is just move it out of the way. It doesn't have to be all the way off. Like I said, we're not removing this box. We're not deleting it. You'll see right here in the the fenders where it meets the firewall, there's a little black dot. What you'll do is you'll get a Phillips head, preferably really pointy Phillips head, and you'll just knock that out like so. But make sure to keep the rubber grommet. I'll take you in for a closer look. Right, there it is, everybody. That's the hole I'm talking about. And when you knock it out with the screwdriver, make sure to knock the center part out. So you keep the rubber grommet area around it so that the wires don't rub and expose against the metal. This is probably the easiest way you're going to run the wiring through the side of the fender. They'll go all through here, run along underneath this battery box, kind of keep them well hidden. They'll run up and into there. And after we get them in here, it's a whole nother process to getting them all the way down this successfully. So keep watching. Alright, at this point, this is the easiest and best time. You have two wires you can feed through at the same time. So at this time, what you're going to want to do is find another wire that you can join up with this wire. They may not have to go to the same thing because the ground for the fans will just ground to the distribution block right here. So I'm not worried about running another ground through necessarily, but we could run another wire to this one so we could save a little bit of time running extra wires through. So find another wire you want, and then you'll run it through with this wire. But make sure you, like, this is a positive coming from the computer. You're going to want to make sure, like, white will be the red. This is a non-colored wire. It's just the blue, just solid blue. You'll make that the other wire color. But make sure you know the difference. Another thing I forgot to mention, I will be soldering these connections. I have solder and a solder iron, and I will probably get that warmed up right now. Straight through, pull it out through here. Okay, pretty simple, pretty easy. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is run this piece back in and keep it as stiff as possible. And you can see the wire moving right there. And that's it. That's how you get it through. Now remember, the white was that hot wire that ran to the radiator. So what we'll do is we'll split these apart now that they're all the way through. The other one runs to the headlights. So I'll run that one to the headlights, and that one to the fan. down through there and go down through here. I've already made, this is the 3 wires for the headlights. I have these 2 for the corner light. It's all messed up, so I have to like rig it up. This one wire is the positive that runs to the radiator fan. That's basically everything over here. Now I'm going to locate this in probably one of these spots and ground it down because I ran a couple grounds through. So let me do that now. Functioning perfect. Headlights, bright. We have 2 harnesses, one that runs to the park light turn signal. As you can see, this harness. This harness runs right there, which those connections will be soldered. It's a lot easier when you have the 3-prong connector, but these are aftermarket headlights. And as you can see, how it roughly will look, a lot cleaner. These 2 wires don't go to anything. They came from the other harness that I just needed to snip those, so we're good there. But yeah, that's basically how you do it. You can use this, any ground necessarily, like these bolt holes are work perfect for grounds. So you can just run a bolt with a wire. Those will be great grounds. But that's basically it for this. I will put this all back together and let you see what it looks like put back together. Well, there it is, everybody. Fender's back on. Headlights on. That's what it looks like with the tucked wires, them all hidden out of the way. See, I have all these back here, which I could also tuck a little bit out of the way right now, but I think they're fine where they're at. See how much difference it makes just having nothing there versus that side that has the wires all ran up the top, and this side looks a lot cleaner. I kind of like how it looks with the battery, but these wires will be getting tucked away because I don't like them there, so they'll probably run down underneath the battery box or the battery in its mounting. And it'll look a lot better. This bulb just burnt out, so go figure my luck. I tried another bulb and it worked, but yeah, that's what it looks like. There will be different videos. I will have videos doing the other side and then getting to the actual main harness, just kind of tucking things out of the way and tucking the wires for the injectors and so on. I hope this video has helped somebody. It's not too hard. Just take your time. Don't rush it. Use solder. If you can, heat shrink and heat wrap. That whatever that stuff's called. Heat shrink wrap. Use that stuff. Works wonders. And then electrical tape. But yeah, if you do it exactly how I did it, it should work perfectly fine for you. We will go through and clean the rest of this up at a later time, but I figured while I had a little time and had nothing really to do tonight, so I figured I'd just make this little video for you. Hope you guys like it. Share the video. Thanks for watching. Yeah, like I said, just tell everybody about my videos. I try to help as much people as I can when I can, so just like, subscribe, share, and be ready for more contests because I'm going to have more free giveaway parts. So enjoy the videos, guys. Thanks for watching.